tanina nina ninaro, anina nani ninaro, tanina nina ninaro. J'ai fait des choses regrettables, c'est ça d'être toujours en pétard. T'es mal l'équipe, redoutable, je connais la nuit comme les guettards. Passe la douane, y'a rien à regarder, de toute façon je suis bouqué sur toute l'année. On s'est vu le temps d'une soirée, encore un petit cœur à réparer. Mon amour, je vais rentrer tard, étrier bleu ciel, fait noir. Ils font tous des petits pas dès qu'ils aperçoivent la guitare. Anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh, anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh, anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh, anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh. Nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh, anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh, anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh, anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh, tanina 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 nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh. Anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh, 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 anina nani nina oh, tanina nina nina oh.
Make your mind up, are you gonna stay with me, lay with me tonight, tonight?
When life gets rough, how can I complain? I got bros in jail, so it could be worse. I put up the bread for my broski's funeral, that was my first time booking a hearse. I sold coke to the white people in the ends, I'm glad that my hood's diverse. I'm writing a verse and my sis told me that my niece is listening, please don't. How do I put this pain into words? Like a bullet from a gun, it burns. Slept on a vandal sofa and I woke up with spots on my face from germs. I feel betrayed by my girl, you were ungrateful when I gave you the murk. Even though I'm a man, I should hide it. I swallow my pride and say that it hurts. I'm lit right now, I got motion, but still need a plan B, cause tables turn. Negotiation landed at 25M, I'm making a label work. I won't even lie, I put family second. I'm sorry, the money's my main concern. If my funds are low, I get suicidal, so I gotta put paper first. If I don't pay the bills, then who will? Remember, I felt like that man got trained OT, 2 days, got 2 bills. Open my mind, I'm feeling limitless, just like the film pop 2 pills. It's a full circle moment, I come out the night case true with a shoe though. I still didn't lose ambition. When the shower never got warm and the ceiling leaking, the roof was dripping. We could go to the same optician. I'm afraid you won't view man's vision. Me and YB's linked up with Colombia, still just us on a 2-man mission. If I made a short film and put it on YouTube, it would need viewers' discretion. I'm living a movie, I can't press pause or fast forward when the scene gets graphic. 5% tints on all of the whips that cannot get seen in traffic. Made some peas and left the street relieved, but none of my grief did vanish. Me and my girl keep bumping heads, I feel like I'm speaking. Come estás, muy bien, what's good? How you been? I say I'm alright, but I'm stressed within. Deep breaths won't help with the mess I'm in. I hope my good deeds outweigh all the fuckery, I'm trying to repent my sins. Already rich, still grinding, how greedy, I'm still not content with M's. If I don't pay the bills, then who will? Remember, I felt like that man got trained OT, 2 days, got 2 bills. Open my mind, I'm feeling limitless, just like the film pop 2 pills. It's a full circle moment, I come out the night case true with a shoe deal. Alright, single parent household living on benefits, council housing, tenant, restraining orders, cemetery visits, hard drug habits, our life weren't pleasant. Took away our innocence, we don't wanna die, we rely on weapons, hood ambience. I'm used to falling asleep to the sound of sirens, so I don't know if I like this change, it's too quiet. You'll always think that the grass is green until you step foot over there and try it. You can have financial freedom, but the P don't stop people dying. Invest in guns for the ends won't help them, war won't stop the beef still frying. I'm not riding, I'm the one deciding. Got my brothers for life through right or wrong, I'm standing strong beside them. When you're the one providing in a yes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's Thursday team call. First of all, I hope you are all blessed. Andy is fire clicking the button to let everyone into the Zoom room. Unfortunately, I cannot turn off the waiting room, but that's all good. Andy's here to support, and obviously, I see a lot of people with cameras on. It's very lovely to see you guys. Maybe put a yes into the chat if you're ready for this upcoming team call all together. And as you can see today, I have the honor to host this in front of you guys. Last time Max did the call, today it's my turn again, and I'm very happy. I've been thinking about this call for a couple of days now because there's a lot of topics that I love to speak about, and I want to obviously give you the best value because your time is very valuable. And you guys are coming on to these calls because you guys want to know what's in it for you. How can you grow? How can you build your business in a better way? How can you, at the end of the day, be more successful? How can you have a better experience? How can you be more successful, right? So that's why we do these calls because it's so insanely important to learn from very successful people in this business so you can copy it, right? And that's something that I've learned through network marketing because network marketing is the most beautiful industry that exists. And I can tell you guys, I have a lot of different businesses. I have a lot of different friends that are top in their businesses. And every time I compare it to network marketing, I'm like, shit, guys, I'm so lucky to have this business. And you can be so happy that you found this business so early in your life, or it's maybe the first business that you're taking serious, or maybe it's not your first business, but anyways, you found it. So I just want to start this call with being grateful, something that I used to implement into my life on a daily basis is being grateful, gratitude, right? Grateful for what I have for this community, for you guys, for Andy, for B, for Moin, for my family, for a roof above my head, for water, for just the basic stuff, right? Because it just gives you a different energy and you feel way better. So again, grateful for having all you guys on. And I see again that many of you guys are having cameras on. I'm just clicking through to see some familiar faces and also some new faces. I mean, first of all, we need to definitely say that we are the most beautiful organization on this planet Earth. And that's something that we can definitely flex with. And then we also have a lot of people without camera on. So I would really appreciate if everyone can turn the cameras on. There's so many people with cams on, but at the same time, there's also many people without camera. And it's insanely important because I always say visibility is accountability, right? If you show your face, if you put your face in front of something, people are gonna take it more serious. People are gonna see you. People are gonna, at the end of the day, take you more serious and focus on you. And that's something you need. You need leaders to focus on you. You need them to see you because I can speak for me, but I only support people that respect the house rules, that respect the rules in the business and show respect because respect is one of the most important things in life, but especially in this business. And it's okay if you guys are at work, if you are, taking care of your kids, or, sometimes there are situations you should maybe not turn your camera on, and I completely agree with that. But in general, if you are able to, it would be beautiful if you can turn it on, right? Camera is something very important. That's why I always travel with my DJI Osmo, so there's a good picture, right? Because it just matters nowadays. Okay, so first of all, I would love to welcome you guys officially to this call. We are recording, and today I want to show you the framework and the blueprint on how to build a seven-figure business in network marketing, but you can then also take it into any other business because it's basically the same framework. I run everything else on, right? My whole life. And I've learned in network marketing. And that's why I said network marketing is the most beautiful industry because it especially combines so many different topics and so many different areas in business, but also in life, right? To name some of them, emotional intelligence, right? Leadership, communication, right? Accountability, planning, organizing, okay? Speaking, okay? All of these things. Some of, if you have a job or if you have a certain profession, then you are maybe the best, I don't know, the best barber, the best engineer, and that's one topic, and that's beautiful, and I respect for that. But network marketing just combines so many areas: investing, money management, entrepreneurship, right? How to build the right setup. And I want to focus on one sentence, and that's one sentence that I think is insanely important because many times people come to me and they would ask me, And they would say, Miguel, how do you manage to do so many things at the same time? Okay, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or you see a little bit of my lifestyle. Obviously, I don't post everything, but I do a lot of things, right? A lot of things at the same time. I'm a full-time trader, full-time networker. I still sign up people normally. I onboard them. I just came off an onboarding call with someone new to set up SageMaster with them. If people message me, I answer. There's never a message unwritten for more than, let's say, 5 or 6 hours. And if yes, then I don't like you. No, just kidding. But I always message back, right? I'm like always on the phone constantly. I'm always doing this business. And that's to name some of the different endeavors and things that I do. There's many other businesses, sports. I have a relationship. I have a family, right? And all of these things. And I'm not saying that to flex in that sense, right? To show off and say, look what I'm all doing. But I'm showing you especially what the framework behind that is, because many people in this business will say, hey, I don't have time, right? I love this sentence when people come, especially when they come to me and they say, I don't have time. Okay. And then I go back and then I ask them and I say, how do I do YouTube, this, all of these things at the same time? And the only difference is number one, your mindset. Okay. So let's always start with the mindset. So the first nugget you can write down for this very call today is that everything, right? My mom used to say, because I'm currently sitting here in my mom's kitchen in Germany, they banned me from the living room because I'm too loud on Zoom calls. And my mom always said, you win and lose in between the ears, right? In between the ears, basically where your brain is, and that's where you decide if you win or lose something. So the mindset is the very first thing. You need to stop telling yourself that you don't have time. You need to stop to tell yourself that you cannot handle it. You need to stop telling yourself that, oh, I have kids and I don't have time for that. I have a full-time job. I don't have time for that. I need to do this. I need to do that. No. Once you limit yourself, that's what you're going to experience, right? It's at the end of the day what you tell yourself. So that's number one, is your mindset. You need to replace bad habits and bad, let's say, affirmations with, yes, I can do it. I have enough time, right? I have enough time. Even sometimes I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can squeeze in another half an hour of playing a little bit Nintendo before I go to sleep, right? So I'm asking you guys, how the hell can you not manage this? Right? It's just a mindset fact, right? And you get it's like a t-shirt. You stretch it and it doesn't go back. That's how mindset work. You need to constantly stretch it, right? If you stretch the t-shirt, you cannot put it back in the original size. And that's how the capability and your stress tolerance and your tolerance for dealing with multiple things and putting, especially in the beginning, a lot of time into this business, besides family, besides relationship, besides your main job, besides nursing, besides whatever you're doing, right? There's enough time to do that, okay? So that's fact number one. And the second one is, and that's a sentence that changed the complete perception of this business, okay? Are you ready for the sentence? And that is, you are building an organization, so be organized. Okay, I say it one more time. You are building an organization, so be organized. And I will not I really cannot lie, because the only thing that I see why so many people don't become really successful in network marketing, really the number one reason, is for me because they're not organized. They're unorganized as hell. They maybe are insanely good speakers. Maybe they're insanely good in closing. Maybe they're insanely good in onboarding. They're very good in community building, all of these things, but they just completely suck at organization. And that's what I see on one of the highest leadership levels in this industry, is that people are so unorganized, and therefore the organization cannot grow. Therefore, the organizations always limit. There's always a limit on that, right? It's not limitless. There's a limit in front of it, because it's like at the end of the day, like this one game, and in German we call it Flüsterpost. Okay, I don't know how you say it in English, but it's basically you are sitting 10 people next to each other, and in the first person you start to say a word into their ear, right? You whisper a word, right? And then they give it to the next person and to the next person. And then at the end, there's a complete random word that comes out of it, right? And that's how duplication for most of you guys works. You are telling your prospects, or you're telling your new partners to onboard like this and do this and click here, and that's how you do the onboarding, right? And then the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth person, complete different information. Okay, so therefore information and the lack of organization and the lack of, the ability of your organization, your team, and yourself to be organized and have good systems is limiting you from real big success. And that's something that I'm constantly battling with at my level, because I truly believe that a 7-figure in MLM, now becoming a multiple 7-figure, trying to, right? The thing that I have to master is at the end of the day, managing my organization. How can the organization be faster, receiving information better, right? So it's a very high level leadership talk today. Maybe some of you guys might say, hey, shit, bro, I have 5 people on my team. I don't need to listen to this. Maybe not now, but you should, at the end of the day, start to implement it as soon as, is it called Chinese whispers? That's pretty racist. Which country are you from, bro? Because in Germany, we call it different. Chinese whispers. Okay, that's wild. Is that really the name of the game? I don't, it's again, I just know it in German. And in German, we call it Flüsterpost, which basically means whispering post or something like that. In USA, we call it telephone. I checked on ChatGPT. Stille Post. Okay. Chinese whispers. Yo. Okay, easy. So I guess you guys understand what I mean. Okay, it's just like a weird game at the end of the day, but it proves the fact that the same thing happens in network marketing, right? So I want to give you, besides the mindset, some of the things that I do, some of the things that I do on a framework side, on a blueprint side, how to run a business. Okay. And we need to start with the basics. So I want to know, okay, I want to know by yes or no in the chat. Be honest. Do you have a to-do list? Okay. So let me tell you a little story about to do this. I still remember when I joined the business and my uplines and my mentors, they always said you need a to-do list. And I'm like, okay, let me go into my iPhone, let me go to lists, and then let me open a to-do list. But I had nothing to put onto this to-do list. I'm like, okay, let me just leave it there. There's nothing to do. I mean, I just do the business, I jump on the Zoom calls. I don't need a to-do list for that. For what? I can just remember these things, right? So I had one to-do list, and I never in the first years really used this to-do list. I had to get used to it, right? Nowadays, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 17 to-do lists, right? So I started with 0 to-do lists. Now I have 17. I'm going to give you some of them for you guys see the framework. So again, today is a lot about the organizational framework that you need to have, and you can copy it. You can build your own one. I'm not saying you need to copy mine, but from that, you will then have, you will be organized. Therefore, your organization will run better and your life will run better, and you will decrease all the friction in life. So you have more time for the things that you need to do, and you are very fast in execution. Because fast execution is one of the most important things in business. You need to decide fast, you need to remember these things, and you cannot forget. Once you start to forget things, your teams, your leaders will be pissed at you because you're not taking care of their requests. So you need lists, okay? So when I started, I had no to-do list. Then I started to have my first to-do list. So every one of you guys, you need a business to-do list where you basically write down the things that you need to do on a daily basis. Requests, extra requests, okay? For example, if you don't have a calendar, obviously you need to have a calendar. I use Timetree. I love Timetree because it automatically changes the time zone into the time zone that I am in. So I don't need to change that. We're traveling a lot. That's very, very good, right? So you can use whatever you want. I love the Apple ecosystem, right? I have everything from Apple. That means with iCloud, I have all my stuff always with me, either on my phone or on my iPad or on my MacBook or on my Mac or my other Mac or my other iPad. I always have something from Apple with me. It doesn't matter, right? So I always have all my business, all my notes, everything with me at all times, okay? So obviously when I started, I couldn't afford Apple. So I did it somewhere else. I did it in a normal notebook, but I really recommend you to find your ecosystem, whatever it is. I'm not promoting any brand here. I don't care, but it's something that you have to have always with you. You always have to have your notes with you. Okay. So the very first one that I have is just a general to-do list. On this to-do list, I just type in everything that has to do with the business. Okay. Call with this person, take care of this problem, go here, go there, remind me of this, whatever. Okay. That's my first one. Then I have a normal to-do list just for daily life, things I need to do. Pay rent, do this, do that, go here, whatever, okay? Then I have a focus list, which is what are the things that I'm currently focusing on, okay? So for example, for you, it could be focus on sponsoring, focus on, I don't know, onboarding, whatever you need to focus on yourself. So every time you find yourself in this 1 second and 1 minute, and that minute turns into 10 minutes and into 15 minutes and into 30 minutes and into 1 hour, and you all have it, don't lie to me, is where you are completely lost. You just like start to swipe, you're just on the computer, you freeze, you like You're just like lagging, right? We all have that. That's like when we're a little bit overworked or we're like unfocused, we're a little bit tired, or maybe we did some stuff and then you get into this very weird zone where at the end of the day you don't know what to do anymore. You're like, "Ah, shit, I forgot, right? I got carried away from something, right? So what you do then is you swipe 2 times. That's what I do on my Mac. And then bam, there's my focus list. And then I go back and directly back into work. Because if you want to compress time frames, have you guys ever heard of compressing time frames? Compressing time frames happens if you are organized. And compressing time frames means I do what you guys do in 1 year, I do it in a week. Why? Because I'm compressing time frames, because I'm using smart systems, how to be 10 times faster, 100 times faster than anyone else. Because while you are sitting there and lagging in front of the computer, I have all my lists ready. I exactly know what to do. There's no time I'm going to get carried away. Okay. Just for as an example. Okay. So I have a focus list, I have a general to-do list, I have a business to-do list, then I have a trading and investing to-do list, which is basically the same thing just for trading and investing. So it reminds me of enter this trade, okay, stop loss break even on this trade, enter this and this and this, okay. Then I have a business to-do list, which then is just general business stuff, okay. Then I have a delegation to-do list, okay. Now listen to this, guys. You need to have a list where you write down what you have delegated. And maybe some of you guys are not in the delegation phase yet, but I can just recommend cheat code number 2, how to compress time frames and do the work of one person in a week. What they do in a year is by delegation, by giving people the order what they should do. And the cool thing about delegation, at the same time, it teaches your people to become leaders because you're putting accountability on them. You're giving them something, you're giving them ownership, right? So how does this look like? Let's say, for example, I'm gonna pick Angelina, for example, right? So Angelina is my team. I'm gonna tell her, look, Angelina, on Sunday we have a team call. I want you to prepare the call. I want you to open the call. I want you to introduce the speakers, and I want you to do the outro and say this and this and this. Then I'm gonna go into my list. First of all, I'm gonna make sure Angelina understands it. Now, at the same time, it's gonna give Angelina ownership of her own business. She's gonna be taken into, let's say, into a more respectable position, but also into a position where she needs to perform. Therefore, she's gonna grow in her business, right? I see if she manages this task. Therefore, I know I can trust her with more stuff, and step by step, I'm going to give her more tasks so she start to learn and grow to become a leader. At the same time, what I will do, I will go into my delegation list and I will write down, right? I will write down that I delegated to her, especially that, correct? So it's very, very important that I don't forget, right, where I am sitting right now, that I write down who and what did I delegate to someone, okay? Yeah, the call should be recorded. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah. So the second one, okay, now listen, guys, this is gonna be an insane one. I think I'm the only idiot that can do a 1 hour call just on my to-do list. But listen to this one. This is a game changer, okay? The next one is called weekly to-dos, because your to-do lists focus, where do you need to focus on? To-do list normal life, to-do list business, delegation, trading and investing, right? And then weekly is insane. Why? Because on the weekly one, I track everything that I do. Okay. I will just tell you what I have on my list and you just copy it for whatever you have. So first, my first position in my weekly and monthly to-do list is YouTube. How many YouTube videos do I produce? Because I have a certain target with my team to produce 2 YouTube videos at least. Every time I post one, I mark it down. The second one is short form content. I produce 12 plus, I produce 15 to 16. I produce, what is it? 12 plus 3. So it's 15. It's 15 short form contents across 2 Instagram accounts, right? And I track it every time I upload one. I put a 1, I put a 2, I put a 3, I put a 4, right? Then crypto update, which I actually need to put 1 on because I already did one. When I do my crypto updates, right? The other one is rank check once a month. Rank check means every month I will go into the back office, I will pull the report, and I will see who did hit the rank in my organization. So I do an analysis. I see which markets are growing, which markets are stagnating, which markets or which teams are hitting ranks, which markets, which teams are not hitting ranks. And some of you guys might say, look, I have 5 people in my team. I know. Yes, you know when you have 5 people. But once you start to lose control of your business, that's a very good point. Don't get that in the wrong direction. I mean, once you start to lose on knowing who is who, what's their name, where are they, that's a very positive sign. That's you are entering where it's gonna start to make fun and be fun, because now you have duplication, right? But then you need to start to at least once a month, you need to do a whole analysis of yourself, of your business, of your life, of your numbers. Once a month, sit there for 2 or 3 hours. Go over your business, go into your back office, see the weeks, analyze. Because I could ask you guys so many questions and you could not answer me, and therefore you're not a business owner. You're not a business owner if you don't know these numbers. If I ask you how many people do you have on your left and your right, how much volume do you have on your left and your right? What is the strongest week in your business? Who is the strongest market? Who is the strongest leaders? Who has the most sapphires? Who has the most consultants? How many sapphires do you have in general? How many consultants do you have? Right? Who hit a new rank in your organization today? The last days? Who's in front of a rank? Right? All of these things. How much turnover did you do? How much did you earn? What did you do with the money? Right? You're not tracking anything. And there's another very important sentence in business, which means what you track will grow. One more time, what you track will grow. If you don't track it, it will not grow. And that's the biggest problem with most people, is that they're building network marketing. They're not building a business, right? And network marketing is a little bit more of motivation here, a little bit of inspiration there. This team call, this meeting, signing someone up, and that's it. No, you guys are building a business. And once you start to take it as a business and see it as a business, guess what? It's going to treat you and pay you like a business. But what you guys are doing, you're building hobbies. You don't know your numbers. You don't have a to-do list. You have no clue what you're doing. You're doing everything as it comes to you. You are not creating your success. You are reacting to your success. And another very important nugget is we are creatures that create circumstances. We create circumstances. We create the results. We are not victim to what happens to us. But that's how most of you guys are treating this business. You're just floating around like a boat in the middle of the ocean. One wave takes you left, the other one takes you right, the other one takes you up front, the other one takes you a little bit back. You're just on autopilot, right? And that's not good, obviously, because that means you are far from your results. So an undefined and unorganized, untracked life will always lead into random results. It's kind of funny, and I can truly say that most of the things I want in life happens. And I'm not a magician. I'm not the voodoo, whatever. I just have clear targets, clear goals. I know my numbers. I know what I need to do. I get to the right people that I need to ask how to get there faster. I work my ass off every day. I track it. I go back, reanalyze it, reflect on it. I see my mistakes. I correct them. If I corrected them, my numbers are better. If not, they are worse. That's how it works. Okay? So let's go back to the list. I do rank check once a month. Okay? So I go into all my back offices. I download all the reports. Okay? How many times do you use for updating a list? Every time I do something. Every time. So the second I finish something, that's when I cross it off my list. It's very important. Why? Because it triggers dopamine in your brain. So some people come to me and they're like, Miguel, you are so successful. Why don't you party every day? Why don't you live a crazy life? And I'm like, I love reading my emails. That's more dopamine for me than going to a club. I love to get done my to-do list done. I love to answer all of my chats. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Answering my chats, doing my business, trading, signing stuff off my to-do list, right, makes me happier than going to a club. Makes me happier than wasting my time, honestly. Why? Because I've treated and I've reprogrammed my brain to kick out more dopamine for tasks that I've finished than doing some fun, stupid stuff that's just gonna waste my time, my money, my energy, and get me in trouble. So I stay off trouble by having to-do lists. Sounds stupid, but it's true. You can reprogram your mind to have more dopamine, right? More dopamine kickoff in your brain than doing all the bullshit stuff that you're doing right now that you want to get away from. Okay? And that's true success. And it's not, some people would say it's workaholic, that's crazy. Why? It makes me happy. You do what makes you happy. I do what makes me happy, right? But the cool thing is that when I walk out of the bank, I laugh and I smile. Most people don't. And that's because I work on my to-do lists, right? So I rather exchange it. I have no problem. You guys, not you guys, but the other guys, they should have fun partying and wasting their time. I'm happy with my to-do list, okay? So I do it with the ranks, I do it once a month, right? And all the other stuff, I do it every time I finish it because it's, again, triggering dopamine in my brain. I'm happy. So when I'm happy, I'm motivated and I'm inspired, and therefore I have better energy. Therefore, I'm building a better business. Therefore, I have more success and more money. Therefore, I'm happy, and therefore I'm respecting myself, and respecting myself is going to mean I have a better energy. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle that builds up by you finishing these tasks, right? I use the normal iPhone app, the reminders app on iPhone. I use everything on Apple. I don't have any secondary apps besides Timetree. That's the only secondary I have. Could you show us your to-do list? Yes, I can. I could even could share. Let me see. I'm just very careful, guys, because I'm still in Germany, and in Germany, if you share your screen, everything goes to shit. Yeah, probably I can really, yeah, Gianluca is right, compliance. Gianluca is like my brother that always looks out for me so I don't do stupid shit and I don't share stupid shit. So yeah, I rather don't share it, first of all because of the internet, and second of all because some of the lists have confidential confidential information. But I'm gonna read it out. And anyways, you don't need everything. You need to do it needs to work for you. I'm just giving you the frame, right? So then some funny stuff that I have on my weekly and monthly to-do list. I have shooting training because I want to go to a shooting range once or twice every month. That's obligatory for me. And then updating some crypto stuff and then some other stuff, right? And even EV drips, right? I have EV drip where I write down how many EV drips I did this month because I always do two. So I track everything, guys. It's insane, right? It's maybe a little bit too stupid, but it works, right? Okay, then I have another one, which is content. Okay, another to-do list after weekly. Oh, and another very important thing, and we'll talk about that later, but let me continue. Content plan. I have one which is called content plan. That's where I write down all the content that I want to do. Because how many times do you guys run around and you see something and then you have a good idea, but then you forget it because you don't write it down, right? So in this business, we need to be creating content. So I have a content list and I write down what I want to create in content, okay? I have another list which is gym, sports, whatever you want to call it, right? That's where I track how many times did I go to the gym. That's where I track how many boxing sessions I had, stuff like that. Then I have another one which is called travel and event schedule. That's where I write down all the events and all the countries I have to visit, all the appointments that I have. And obviously, my next appointment is my leadership Ruby Plus meeting and my B convention, right? That's the next two things that I'm doing. Perfect. Then we have prospects, right? I have a list for prospect. That's where I write down all the people that I'm talking to about this business that have not signed up yet. Very important because I'm very, very sure that there's a lot of gold sitting in your iPhone or on your iPhone just because you are not following up because you actually totally forgot about these people. And if you are smart and you're on your computer on Instagram, for example, you just copy the link of the chat, you put it into your prospect list. So you just click on the link and then it opens the WhatsApp chat or the Telegram chat or the Instagram chat to the person directly and you can follow up with them, right? So the prospect list is my follow-up list, whatever you want to call it, right? That's why I have the people on that I want to sign up. How do you follow up? I tell them to sign up and then I threaten them. No, so it depends. It depends on the stage that we are in, right? But what I normally do is humor. I follow up a lot with humor, right? A sticker. Depends on where we were in the conversation, right? Depends of if some, but I always find something funny to follow up with people. Andy is really good in that, for example. If you have exchange information with Andy once on Messenger or somewhere, he has a lot of humor, right? And that's good because it's a natural way of communicating with people. It's not so stiff, right? You should not message someone and say, I didn't get a message or you send just like a question mark or something, right? On Instagram, there's one GIF that I always send, right? There's one GIF where it's basically says, you left me on unread, right? And then there's like Leonardo DiCaprio, right? So you can just like use at the end of the day like humor. I love to use humor to reconnect with people, gifs, stickers, funny stuff, whatever we picked up on, right? To get into the conversation again. Don't make it so salesy. Don't make it so you did not give me an answer. Don't do that, like find always a creative way on how to reconnect with people. Send them a voice message, send them a picture, build rapport, right? Be a human, right? Don't do all of these, I don't know, all of these network marketing coaches stuff which they say, which basically doesn't really work. But yeah, I don't want to front anyone. Okay, next one, guys, accountability. Okay, accountability is the next one that I have. In accountability, I'm gonna hide the names. I don't know if you can see it, but these are the people that I'm holding accountable. So everyone that works directly to me, which I mentor, they have to send me their numbers every Sunday, 7 p.m., wherever they are in the world. You guys need to follow, guys. I'm not going to repeat myself 10 times. I know I'm a little bit fast. Every Sunday, 7 p.m., they send me their numbers. If they don't send me their numbers, I'm not going to work with them. My time is valuable. And if you as an entrepreneur, if you in my team and you want my mentorship, you cannot send me 2 numbers every week. I'm not going to work with you because you're disrespecting yourself and you're disrespecting me. Why do I want this number? First number is how many people did you speak to about this business in this week? How many people did you show the business? Not just talking about it, showing them the compensation plan and the products, the full business. That's the first number. The second number is how many people do you sign up? I want this number every Sunday, 7 p.m. If not, I'm not going to work with you, right? That's how I hold my people and myself accountable. I have myself in this accountability list every Sunday, 7 p.m. I get all the numbers after that 7:15, 7:20. I finish it and then I see what I have done and I've seen what my leaders or the people that I hold accountable that they did, right? That's very important. You need to do it for yourself if you are not doing it with someone. You need to know every week how many people did you speak to, how many people did you sign up. And your goal should be 2 a day because 2 a day keeps the 9 to 5 away. Okay, so 2 people a day you show the business, that's 14 people a week. If you tell 14 people and speak with 14 people about the business, normally 2 people should sign up, 1 or 2, right? So normally 1. Okay, because we say on average, if you want to build this business long term, you sign up 1 person a week. That's enough for you to focus on this person in this week, get them onboarded, get them on SageMaster, get them finish all of these kind of things. Okay, so 14. Why? Because we want to be a little bit above the average. The average is 10 to 1. So if we are 14, we are increasing, right? We are increasing the probability of closing this 1 person by 40%. Okay, so that's why we have 14, not 10. 14 people, 2 a day keeps the 9 to 5 away. Okay. Done. That's one list. Then we have another one, which is payments. And let's talk about payments. And that has nothing to do directly with this business. But I have sworn to myself that I will never owe anyone money. And I've sworn to myself that I'm the first one that always pays. Always. There's no one in my life that can stand up and say, Miguel owes me money. There's no one on this planet Earth that can say Miguel didn't pay me. There's no one on this planet Earth that can say he didn't pay in time. That doesn't happen. It's a commitment. It has nothing to do with money. Trust me. I have paid people and I have a lot of people on my payroll. I've paid people even when I was in my darkest financial times. I managed it because it's more important for me to be accountable in front of the people that work for me instead of myself buying bullshit or whatever, right? And I'm teaching you that in the sense of if you want to build a credible business, you can just not owe anyone money. If you want to be a credible business, and way more important, if you want to have self-respect, because no one can play himself with self-respect. And self-respect is the energy I feed on. Self-respect is the stuff that I use to build all of this. If I wouldn't have that, then I would not be so successful. And that's something, it's like an energy that creates so much success. It's something like a drug, right? It's like if you have self-respect, because it creates so much momentum for yourself in life, because you just know you can tackle every situation. You know how to handle everything. But that comes because you have built self-respect, because you don't owe anyone money. I know I'm not gonna lie, 90% of the people I know in business, they are shit when it comes to money. They owe people money, they tell them give me some, they don't give it back. Bro, if I would take 50 cents of you, I would repay it. I will not go to sleep at night quietly if I know I need to give someone money. I cannot do that. It's a no go. It's a no, it doesn't work, right? So it's so insanely important that at the end of the day, if you pay people, if you are in business, right, have a to-do list for the stuff that you need to pay. Make it a habit to pay your bills the day the bill comes. Why? Because it makes you uncomfortable. Therefore, it pushes you to become more successful, to have more resources, so you have more money, and therefore you can pay all your bills, right? At the same time, I also always said a reason why I do network marketing is because I want to be able to pay for all of my people in any situation, because I want them to be happy and feel secure around me. That's way more important for me than having a Rolex, even though I have one. But I'm trying to say that first you do this and then you do the other stuff, okay? These basics have to be done first, and then you can waste your money on other bullshit. You need to pay your bills, you need to take care of your people, right? I'm not saying you should pay everything for your team or anything like that. And at a certain level, you need to have them a little bit self-accountable too and chip in too. But I think it's more important to make sure you can take care financially of the people that you love. And it's not about money for them. And if you're not able to do that, guess what? You are motivated. One of the most unfortunate things that I truly believe in our society, which is completely wrecked and completely shit, is that kids have forgotten their parents, right? And I'm not saying that you need to buy your dad a Lamborghini or something, but I think that in every family, if you have a mother and a father, you're obligated to make their financial life better than before. I think that's something, I think it should be a law. I'm not gonna lie, because I see it so many times. Today's, it's just for people like how much money I make, how much money will I do? Like, that's bullshit, guys. That's complete bullshit. First, you need to take care of your loved ones. You come at the end. Leaders eat last. At the end, if money stays over, you buy the Rolexes and you buy the Gucci's and the Mucci's and whatever all of this stuff is called, right? But first, it's your mom, your dad, it's your fiance, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, I don't know, right? It's very important because I don't know. I just don't have respect for someone that, I don't know, that runs around with all of stuff, but then I don't know. I guess you guys know what I mean. So that's insanely important. Okay. I'm getting carried away a little bit. So you will laugh, but I even have a to-do list for stuff that I need to buy because I forget that. So on there, I have written down buy new iPhone, buy a certain new camera and stuff. So I have a list to buy the things. I have a list for presents because if not, I forget to buy presents for people. I have a list for my other businesses, and then I have basically, yep, that's it, the deleted ones. Okay. So it's my birthday soon. Okay. Then send me an Instagram message. I will put you on the shopping list. Okay. Now we need to go into another very important app, guys. So now we did reminders. Now we're going to go into the notes. So I'm going to ask you guys, who on a daily basis takes notes on everything? I take notes on everything. My iPad is always with me. I can go back into a game plan from one of my leaders and I can tell them 3 years ago how many people they signed up at this exact month. I write down everything, guys. It's insane. And people think, oh, it takes so much time to do that. No, while you're talking to these people, you need to have lists, okay? I'm going to give you some more lists that I have, just so you know. I have a master plan, which tracks all of my own numbers. I have a gold nugget list, which tracks all my learnings. I have a cash map, which lists all of my my spendings and my incomes. I have a list which says where do I see myself in 3 to 5 years. I have a list with my tenants. I have a book list. I have a cigar list, obviously. I have a convention list. I have an invite list. I have a contact list. I have a business idea list. I have a investment list. I already said that. I have normal notes for my normal stuff in life, such as, for example, my important numbers. I've written everything down. Important numbers means how much supplements I need to take, how much sleep I need, everything about my measurements for suits and that kind of stuff. Even the size of the boxing gloves that I have, I write down everything because most of you guys, you waste so much time looking for stuff, right? I would ask you, okay, for example, I would say, okay, what size or how much this or how much that, and you're like, oh shit, I don't know. And you're unprofessional. It's unprofessional. You need to know these numbers. You need to know where to find them. You don't need to have them on the top of your head. That's impossible. But you need to know where to find your numbers in your stuff. Because if you want to live a fast life, get shit done fast, then it's not like, oh, now I need to measure everything. Oh, now I need to go again. And I need to, you guys don't write, you don't write it down. It's so important to have that. Okay. Then I have a wish list, which is basically a wish list of my girlfriend. I don't put any wishes on there, but I fulfill them. Then I have cars that I want to drive, right? I've written down every car I want to own in life. Okay. Gift idea list. Yeah, basically, or just like a gift list. That's basically for my girlfriend because I told Anita that I'm not gonna come up and waste my time on finding presents for you. Just put them on a list and I buy it, and then everyone is happy. And that's another thing in life. It sounds stupid, guys, and I'm not trying to play the macho here or something, but you need to make sure with the people in your life that they understand that this is the most important thing for you, this business, if you really want to take it serious, right? Therefore, you can tell them, and you should tell them, that there's a line. And the line is that I'm building this business, I'm focused. If you want something from me, then work towards me, right? Because I don't have time for it. I don't have time to sit there for 2 hours and think about, shit, what did she say 1 year ago? She wanted this type of shoes, and then fuck, what was her size? And oh shit, I don't know the color. No, it's all written down. She even writes down the color of the flowers that I need to buy her. Okay, because I many times bought the flowers with the wrong colors, and that's like buying her no flowers. So she writes everything down. And I tell this to people. I'm like, write everything down. Like Angelina has. This is tulips, right? Is it tulips? Perfect. You know, now I'm good in flowers because she writes them down. So then my gym plan. Then I have a complete to-do list for the people that I work with. Then I have my daily rituals, blah, blah. Now, let's talk about one important thing, okay? Which is on people always say you need to write down everything you learn and you need to write down things, right? The problem is that most people do it in a book, and this book they leave somewhere and they lost everything, right? So I prefer the digital way, which is an iPad with a pen, okay? And if you want to buy an iPad with a pen, you can buy the cheapest iPad for like $200 and you buy the pen for like $50 or something, how I did it back in the times. And I write everything there. I have 355 written notes, just like new tabs of notes on my iPad list, which is game plans, talks that I have with people, updates, regarding all of my businesses, everything that I taught on a call, everything I plan, I write there down. So let me give you some of the overviews of some of my last notes, okay? Meeting with Ehsan, okay? One of my last notes is meeting with Ehsan. Ehsan, as you guys know. Then Kyra game plan, for example, podcast Muin and Max, Cindy 2025, bookkeeping, leader call, accountability, Marta game plan, Yola game plan. There's just a lot of game plans from people, and just then hundreds of notes of stuff that I've written down, ideas, concepts, calls, game plans, right? So one of the biggest lists that I have, or one thing that fills in most of the space, is game plans, okay? So game plan would basically mean I have a folder. Where did I learn that? If you guys go to a doctor today, right? The first thing he will say is not how do you feel, how are you? He will say, what's your name? And he will open a folder for you. Have you guys noticed that? When you go to a doctor, he first opens a folder for you in their system. This folder will stay there forever and will be filled with the information, right? And every time you come, they don't even look at you anymore. They just look at the folder, right? Like it's shit, but that's what it is, right? They open the folder and then there's all the information, okay? Why is that? It's insanely important because doctors have a certain amount of time that they dedicate to treat you. Therefore, they need to be fast on knowing what's up with you. They're not going to ask you, right? They're not going to be like, okay, Lucas, what do you have? And then you start again. Oh yeah, 5 years ago I came and my foot hurt. And then 3 years ago I came and then my left foot hurt. And then whatever, right? He's like 20 minutes later, it's like, shit, like come to a point, bro, right? Just for example, he writes everything down. So Lucas comes to the doctor, he says his name, he opens the folder, he has everything written down and he knows. Oh, you had this, we treated like this, blah, 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 okay? So you need to do the same thing. Because so many of you guys, you waste so much time jumping on Zoom calls with people in your team where they half an hour for an hour just rant about the business, and they're like, oh, this doesn't work on that. I'm not. And every time you repeat this, every 1 or 2 months, and you already forgot everything. So I started to write down game plans, which means I open a folder, I open a note for one leader. Right. So for example, I have a folder for, let's say, for example, Kyra, right? So every time I speak to Kyra, I open that note, and anything she says, I'm going to put this on this list, right? So I'm always up to date. I always know what we spoke about. I know what we tried. I know the tasks that I gave. I know where she is. And the first thing I always do, the first thing I do is give me your status, your numbers, which rank, how many people, how many left and right, how many people did you sign up, blah, blah, blah. I first need to know the numbers, right? Because if I don't have the numbers, how can I know if someone is doing good or bad? Because here's going to come one thing that I've learned in 9 years of network marketing. And I don't know if you're ready for this because it offends people, but if you run the numbers, you're going to be successful. If not, not. And just by the numbers that I get from my people, I know who's going to be successful and not, because it's a numbers game. You have heard that many times. Network marketing business is a numbers game. Who does the numbers wins. If you speak to 100 people a month about this business and someone else speaks to 10 people a month, the person with 100 people is going to win for sure. Doesn't matter if he looks better or not. It doesn't matter if he does it better or not. Doesn't matter if he makes mistakes in the presentation. Doesn't matter if he's not so fluent in any language that he's presenting on, but he's showing more people the business. And the more hands you shake, the more money you make. That's it. Done deal. Even if you do it so perfect with your one little presentation a week, which is aesthetic with a ring light, and you have your makeup on, and you have new curly whatever hair, nice, you look good for one presentation, while someone else in the kitchen like me sitting there with bad light does 10 presentations, right? What I'm trying to say, guys, and not offending anyone, sometimes I'm a little bit harsh, sorry for that, but what I'm trying to say is that the one that runs the numbers more wins. That's it. That's it, right? So I write down these numbers. Because let's say I speak to a leader, and I have a lot of leaders, and I speak with most of them in a time span of, let's say, 1 to 1 month, 1 to 2 months, right? I cannot go again into what did you do last times? What here? What there? No, I have it all. I have it. I have written it down. I know where you are. I know where you were. How is it now? Tell me about now. And then I see, is it going well? Is it going bad? Right? And I give you a very good example of that. Is that back in the times why I started this is because people constantly came to me and told me that the business doesn't work. You know when it stopped, that people come to me and tell me the business doesn't work? Once they started to send me their numbers and I have their game plans. I swear to God, never ever again someone came to me and told me the business doesn't work. Because I have their numbers and I have their game plan. I know exactly what they're doing. I know exactly what they didn't do. I know how many people they present the business and how many people they sign up. So no one comes to me anymore. So I deleted one of the most time-consuming thing in network marketing is chit-chatting with people in this business, which means people come to your Zoom call, they cry 45 minutes. You don't know what to say besides work harder because you have no clue where they are, what they did, what they not did, how their back office looks like, where they built. You just don't know, right? And you need to know. You need to have a folder. You need to have a note for these people, right? And that's so important. So I have insane amount of game plans for all of my people that I work with. I can go back and, for example, say, let me find someone that is maybe on the call. And I'm not going to disclose anything, but let me go very, 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 very far and let me find a game plan. I don't know if they're on the call, but I could go into someone's game plan here. And I could go back to the date of the 2nd of October 2022. And I could name you all of the people that this person is currently focusing on and building and trying to make them better leaders. I could tell you how many people they have in their WhatsApp groups, how much volume they have on the left, on the right sides, what they're currently focused on, what they don't, what they are currently not good at and what we need to work on, right? So you need to have these things. You need to track these things because look, if not, again, you're not building a business. You're just building network marketing. And there's nothing wrong with building network marketing. I'm a networker myself and I'm very proud about it. But the thing is, if you want to build a big business, if you want to go 7-figure, 6-figure, multiple 6-figure, all of these things, you need to take this business serious because if not, you're going to scratch it. You're going to scratch becoming a 6-figure. And then you're going to drop completely because it has been built through a hype, not because it's organization and it's static and it's like something that builds on each other. So to sum this up, guys, these are some of the frameworks that I use. That's 3 apps. It's Notes, Timetree, and Reminders. And Timetree basically is the calendar that I use where people send me all of their stuff. Okay, what do I use? I have an iPhone, I have a MacBook or a Mac, and then I have an iPad. The iPad is really a game changer because the iPad with the pen is where I write down everything, guys. Everything. I have written down really everything. And I think I said it multiple times now, but you need to understand it. I can go into any game plan, talk about what was the issues, what we're focusing on, and the numbers, tracking the numbers, which is accountability. And accountability is one of the single things that back in the times took me from multiple 6-figure to 7 figures, right? So you need to now build your system, okay? And if you want to do it as crazy as I do, I always have the same window tabs open in the same organization on my Macs. It's always the same. So I know how many times I need to swipe to get to a window. It's always the same. First, on the left side, notes. Then I have reminders. Then I have my desktop. Then I have my my WhatsApp and my Telegram and my WhatsApp. And then I have my my Google tab 1, Google tab 2, Google tab 3 or Safari tab 3, which is trading. It's always the same order. I've locked the order. And every device, it's always the same because I know how many times I have to swipe to respond messages faster to get to the things that I want. I have everything bookmarked. I have everything written down because again, and that's how I want to finish the call, while you are searching for these things, I already have it and I already made money with it. That's basically it, right? When I ask you things, you guys will start to search. You don't know, you have not written it down, you have no idea. And this cluelessness, if that's how you could say it, is causing you a lot of trouble in your business. You're wasting time and you cannot waste time because our goal is compressing time frames. It's doing what other people do in a month, in a week, we do it, what they do in a year, we do it in a week. That's what we want to achieve. We want to just cheat code. We want to compress time frames. We want to be faster as everyone else, right? And how can we do that? By having a good organization, because organization and being organized will build big organizations. And now you will start to duplicate that in your team, into your leaders. You will give them tasks. You will tell them how to do it. And I hope with this call, which I actually have never done in that sense, because right now I'm really at the peak of all the to-do lists that I have in organization, right? An organization sometimes takes time, but it also saves more time. I would definitely argue that point, that if you are organized and sometimes once a week you sit there for an hour and you organize your stuff, you write your stuff, you note down, you ask yourself the question, how many people did I sign up, right? You build these systems and you build them step by step. Then you will see how much this benefits you. Because again, just to make you understand, I build network marketing, I trade full-time, I manage an asset management company. Then we have 50 Min Crypto. Then we have all the leaders. Then I have 2 YouTube channels. It's like a lot of things, boxing, training, relationship, all of these things, but it works so good and it works perfectly. Why? Because I'm organized. Because I don't forget things. I write it down. And if you do this, then everything is easier, guys. And you can do a lot of stuff. Should you do a lot of stuff explicitly? No. You should just focus on this business, bring it to 7-figure, because sometimes people don't like when I say what I do. I didn't do that in the beginning. The first thing I did in MLM is become a 7-figure earner. Once I made my first million, then I started to invest and do some other things besides trading and network marketing, right? Before that, I didn't do anything else. First 8 years was just full focus. And if I do anything else, I just do it because it doesn't really cost me any time. I set it up, I bring in my systems, and these systems can make you money because these systems, you can put them in any business. You will come to my barbershop now and you will see these guys have to-do lists. I swear on God, I gave them to-do lists. I told them to write down this, we have changed the systems, right? Because I know these systems work and they make you more money. So with that being said, guys, focus on your main business, have to-do lists, don't force it. They will come naturally, but you need to start somewhere. And the biggest nugget for the day, I guess, is write down the things about your people. When you have a Zoom call, a catch-up call, a game plan call, then write down notes about this person. Ask them questions, smart questions, like how many people do you speak to? How many do you sign up, right? What are your difficulties? Write them down. What are the people you're focusing on? Because then you will identify trends. You will understand if they're doing it correctly or incorrectly, right? And with that being said, if you don't have a list for the people that you want to invite and the target for the convention, even though the tickets are now sold out and we're going to see us all in Barcelona, I hope you guys still have some of extra tickets from your bundles left or something, right? But there's still so much importance of getting everyone to this convention. Same thing I did. Buy a bundle, I put it on my to-do list, I have tickets. Now let me go out and message people and send them these tickets and invite them, right? I do it exactly the same way. And that's how I run all my businesses, all my life. And I'm pretty sure, humbly said, there's some results that I have that people would love to have. And that's really one of the things that my whole blueprint and my whole system run on. Okay. So I hope you guys had a lot of value on that. I love to see you guys in Barcelona. I hope you guys followed my task that I gave you 2 or 3 calls ago, where I told you guys to approach the people you don't want to approach about this business. I don't forget these things. Why? Because I've written it down. So I hope you guys did it. Okay. If not, it's your loss, not mine. you need to be accountable in front of your own business. If not, right, then I recommend you really to speak to this one person you don't want to speak about about this business, and continue to invite people and make sure there will be probably tickets that will come free because people maybe unfortunately cannot make it. You can buy these tickets of these people and get your people on there, right? We have 1 month to go, right? It's the 13th. Was it the 13th? Let me go into my notes and check it. Why am I asking? Travel and event schedule 10 to 14th of April. Yeah. So in 1 month, we have our convention, right? And this is the place to be, guys. It's the place to be. It's the place to connect. It's the place to come with good energy. It's the place to come the most well-dressed. It's the place to come with a lot of positivity. It's the place to come with a lot of questions. And it's the place where the next leaders are going to be born in this beautiful and lovely company, BE Better Experience. See you in the next one.